Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Debbie's Designs and my monthly Friday Folds class. I actually had to schedule this on a Thursday, only because I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. I can see you coming on. So just a few things before I get started. You guys know I'm not a chit-chatter before I start creating for you. I like to get down to business. Only a few more days left in my September hostess code. And I think everyone that's used the hostess code so far this month, we're at $14 a piece in free products. So it just keeps growing. My free card kit for the month of September, for anyone that orders from me, you'll receive all the pieces to create your own kit, your own card, excluding the stamped images. And my door prize for the month of September, anyone that places orders online through my email or including Paper Pumpkin, your name will be entered into a drawing to win this stamp set. Now, before I get started, I thought it would be neat to show you guys some cards that I received from my team members. Some of you guys may have seen them on my Facebook pages. And just because I'm using Snowman season this time, I wanted to show, I only have 8 cards to show you, so I thought I'd take a minute to show them. So this one is from Rebecca Bullock, and you can see there's a lot of shininess going on. That's using the Snowman season stamp set. She even outlined all of the snowmen with some of the Seaside spray color, and really looks good. The next one is from Lori Austin. This is a bridge card that stands this way. And then you fold it flat for mailing. Isn't that neat? Pretty with the designer paper. Next up is Jennifer Roscoe, and she did Roscoe. She did a Halloween card for me using the punch and the stamp set Harvest Hellos. Gloria Powers. I love that she stamped on glossy paper. It's so shiny. And then she just colored, I'm assuming, with blends markers. It's so pretty, and it's a Thanksgiving card. I have another one using the Snowman season. This one is from Melody Quinn. I love the little stars she glued up on top there with the sparkle glimmer paper. And look at the cute little mittens from our kit. Isn't that cute? Only a few more to go. This one is from Sharon Markham. And I just love the coloring on her cardinal, and then how she did her leaves with different colors and some sponging on the stitch-shaped circle. Very pretty in the embossing, the woodland embossing folder on the background. This one is from Maggie Everett. She used the Elfie stamp set. Everything is glued on with stamping dimensionals, and then she's got the swirls and curls in the background. And one more. This one is from Janet Bagnall. Lot of stuff going on, a lot of pretty stuff. She's got the die cut leaves are cut in cardstock, and then she's got a little bit of gold or copper shimmer on them, some sponging, and the same thing with the wreath. What a pretty card. So anyway, I thought I would show those to you before I get started this morning. So this is Friday Folds on a Thursday, only because I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow that I forgot about. So I am using the Snowman season set along with the coordinating punch. So I'm going to be using this image today. Now the Snowman season is item number 150458. And the card I'm creating today is called a building block card fold. And look how pretty. See how that opens up? And then when you fold, this is what it looks like on the back. Now, because the inside is so pretty, I didn't want to use a signature panel, so I put it on the back. So you can always do your sentiment and your signature on the back there. So this is what I'm showing you how to create today. Let me show you the supplies I'm using. I'm using the Stitch Nested Labels dies, the 2 sizes. Now the first one measures 4 1/8 this way with real red. The second layer measures 3 1/8, and that's with Coastal Cabana. So these are the nested dies if you've never seen them. There's quite a few in the set. And then for the snow, I'm using the hand lettered prose dies. And again, this is a large set of dies. It's got all of the alphabet and some symbols. So I've gone ahead and cut that with the real red. So let me put these on my counter. And then if you look at my card, I've got some felt elements going on. I've got some little, the little nose and the eyes and the little branches. And that comes from our kit. And you can see that the felted pieces have 4 sheets of different colors, a large sheet of the snowman pieces. And then we also have some little snowflake balls that you can do a little shaker card with. And lastly is the glimmer washi tape, which I'm going to use today. Now let's see what else I've got. For cardstock, we've got quite a few layers. So this is Flirty Flamingo, 10.5 by 5.5, and I'm going to show you how to score that. I've got, so these pieces are all for the front and 1 panel for the back. Whisper white, 5 1/4 by 3 1/4, so you need 2 of those. Designer paper for the front, I've got 3 pieces. And those measure 3 1/4 by 3, 3 by 1 3/4, and I didn't write this one down. Let me see. This one is 1/2 inch by 3 inches. So that's all for the front. For the inside, 2 pieces of Whisper White that measure 5 1/4 by 1 3/4. Designer paper, 5 by 1 1/2. A scrap for stamping. And then you need a whole bunch of little rectangles, and those go on the inside. So you need 8 of those, and those measure 3/4 inch by 1 1/4 inch. So 8 total. Let me set these aside. I've gone ahead and stamped the sentiment only because I didn't want you to have to watch me cut around it. I just cut around all of the edges really close. So we're going to use that also. So let me go ahead and bring in my trimmer. And good news on the trimmer, we have a new one that will be available to demonstrators on October 1st. We get to pre-order and try it out. And then you as customers will be able to order hopefully a month later. Now on the 10.5 inch side, we're going to score at 3.5 and 7. So this is a little bit of a smaller card, but I would still insert into a regular sized envelope because it is still 5.5 inches long. And then we're going to fold in opposite directions. And the fold that's on the inside, so it would be this portion of the fold, you're going to put that over on your cutter. Now we're cutting a lot on this one. And I actually need to stand up to do this because I need to be able to see my track. So now I'm going to go to 3/8 inch. And I'm going to go up to the 1.5. Oh, I need my blade. Okay, so 3/8 inch. So 1, 2, 3. And you're going to go up to the 1.5 inch mark on your trimmer. The next fold or cut is the 1 3/8. And again up to the 1.5, 1 5/8, up to the 1.5. I'm going a few times because I actually had to do this through 2 layers. 2 5/8, 2 7/8, Let's see, where am I at? 3 7/8. 4 1/8. So I know a lot of you guys are cringing because of the 1/8 measurements. Once you get going, it's really not that bad. And one more at 5 1/8. Now I do have my X-Acto knife just in case, which it's hard to go through 2 layers. So let me just move this aside so I can cut on my mat. I'm actually just going to come in with an X-Acto knife to make sure that I went through. And I noticed this one here, I wasn't standing up and I went a little crooked on that one. So if I pick your name after the video is done to win a card, this one's a little crooked, so I'll send you the other card. See, it almost went all the way through. I just had to make sure that everything was cut. So now the middle portion is going to be folded in the opposite direction. So I'm just pinching. The first time around, you kind of have to play with this to get it to go. Okay, so let's just do. So you can see how those will fold to the inside and the rest will fold to the outside. And I'm just going to press down on the score lines. Now this one here. And then I'm going to score all of these pieces right here. Okay, so now you can see how that works. So let's go ahead and, you know what, I forgot to bring my ink in. I'm using Memento ink today. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the snowman. So you guys will probably just have to go in and listen to the video again and write down all the measurements. I'll try to go in after the video post and I'll add all the measurements to the comments section for you. So just give me a few minutes after the video post and I'll have all those measurements. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and cut my little snowman with the punch. Now what's great about this punch, it also cuts out the little branches, the hat, and the nose if you need to. And I'm using the pumpkin pie to color in the nose. I'm using Flirty Flamingo. All I'm doing with that is coloring the rest of the buttons. You see some white space there. And then we can start assembling the card. So I'm going to go ahead and add the white to the front and then the white to the back also. I'm going to do those 2 panels right off. Okay, so let's do one in the front. And I'll flip this over and do the one on the back. So this is the one you would stamp the sentiment or just your little message to your recipient. And let me bring all of the pieces in that I need. Isn't it a shame to cover this up? It's so pretty. Now this one is going to go at the top. The striped one is going to go on the bottom. So I'm actually using 3 designs for my designer paper. And then this little 1/2 inch piece. So you know how you guys have little scraps sometimes? Look what you can do with just a little scrap. Okay, that goes right there. Next, we're going to glue the Real Red nested stitch dot. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot a step. We got to add a little washi tape. This is the sparkle washi tape that comes with the kit. I'm going to add a sliver right above the designer paper. So you can see how sparkly that is. Next is our little shape, followed by the next size down. Let's see, I added way too many dimensionals on this, but that's okay. I could have done this with 4, but I didn't start in the center. Do you guys go through a lot of dimensionals? I go through a lot of dimensionals. And I still prefer the larger ones over the mini ones, but you get so many in the mini ones. Okay, now we need the snowman. Snow people. Not sure on this one. It's a female because she's wearing pink. So she's gonna go right there. I'm going to go ahead and glue the sentiment down. And I do need a mini dimensional on the snow part. I'm just gonna put 1 and then add a little bit of glue to my S. That's what's going to be layered over the snowman. Okay, there's the snow. And then 1 of the mini dimensionals. I'm going to wait to add the hat and the scarf until I do the inside. Okay, now for the inside layers. We've got the 2 Whisper White panels. So 1 on each side of the scored little squares. And then we have the designer paper. Get dimensionals everywhere here. Okay, that one's gonna go right there. So now we have to bring in all those little tiny squares and put those in place. So 8 of those. And I'm gonna use liquid glue just to make that quick. Let me make sure I have them all. Yes, I have 8 right there. So I'm just gonna add liquid glue to all of them. And again, these all came from some scraps that I had laying around because they're so small. It was kind of fun to build the inside of these. So I'm just gluing 1 in each section that I've cut and scored. And then we'll decorate the front. I should open this so you guys can see what it looks like while you're watching me glue these in place. I'm just making sure they're all lined up. And I'm getting glue all over my fingers. Okay, now let's go ahead and glue the letters on. Again, I'm going to use the liquid glue. So the inside is your most detailed part. Okay, so we've got the O, the N, so there's the word snow. And now we're just going to go in and add some of these cute little embellishments. So I've got 2 of the little eyes for the snowman. The carrot nose. And I don't know if you noticed, I have one nose facing that way and one nose facing the opposite way. There's one of the branches. Another branch, and then one more with the snowman face. Okay, so now all I've got left to do is to glue the felt on the front. And let's see, let's try to go, I'm going to try to go a different color this time. Instead of the pink, let's do the red scarf. And let's see what the Coastal Cabana hat looks like. That doesn't really stand out. I don't think I want to use the green, only because it doesn't really coordinate with the rest of the colors. So maybe we'll just stick to red. There we go. So all I did with the scarf is I added liquid glue. It takes a little while for that to dry. So let's go ahead and glue that in place. And what I ended up doing is once I'm done with the video, this is what I will do. I will take my punch and actually sit it on here and let it dry for about a half hour just to make sure that it's nice and secure. So just to show you the inside and the outside of the card, I'm going to leave this right here. Put the snowman right there. And then this is the stamp set that I used today. This is the Snowman season, and we built a building block card fold. So again, just give me a few minutes and I'll go add the measurements at the top of the post once the video is posted. And I hope you guys enjoyed my card today. And I won't be seeing you tomorrow. So have a good weekend. And thanks so much for joining me. Bye-bye, everyone.